Hey, what's shaking, soldiers? Savvy Jones, the CoLiving diva here. I know. Things are just like way out of hand right now. I feel your pain. I know that many of you all are just like stressed to no end. You know, you're worried about your finances, you're worried about your health, you're worried about your future because of all of the chaos that we're currently seeing everywhere we look in the news, on social media, and everybody has their opinion about that, including me. But I want to offer some relief. I and my business partner Sonia Valoyan of Mind and Manna have an annual women's retreat to help women 55 and over, especially black women 55 and over, to steal away from the chaos that's going on in your life. It could be around finances. It could be around the fact that you're overworked and underpaid. It could be that you haven't had a vacation since you can remember. And even then, it wasn't really what you had hoped for it to be. Well, we are offering an opportunity for you to steal away, to reconnect with your soul about what it is that you really want to do. Let me tell you my story. I am a registered nurse by profession, and I moved to Mexico in 2021. I got my residency in 2023. And so I live part-time there, and I still have roots in the U.S. So I come back to the U.S. frequently because of business that I have to take care of here. Plus I have family and other responsibilities here. But I knew that there was going to come a time that I was no longer going to want to live in the U.S. just because of the hardship and the racism and the disparate treatment that we as black individuals oftentimes experience. And just because I was born in that country doesn't mean I have to stay in that country, especially if I'm just being tolerated and not appreciated and celebrated for what it is that I bring to the table. And trust me, we as black women bring a whole lot to the table. We are the ones who built this country. Us, our black men. There are some other groups who have contributed to it. They may try to want to erase that, but we know the truth. But we don't have to stay in a situation that is constantly bombarding us with this negativity, with this chaos, with this unsettling. So we have decided that every year, Sonia and I are offering a retreat to help women, especially black women 55 and over, who are approaching retirement. Maybe you've already retired, but your money is still funny, your change is strange, and staying in the United States is just financially daunting for you. You don't know how your Social Security is going to pan out there, or your retirement, or your savings. That you just need something else. For years I've been telling individuals that I wish I had done it better, but I've been telling individuals that it's important that while you're still working and approaching retirement, that you're building something of substance that you enjoy doing. It brings you joy, it brings you fulfillment, so that you can slide into that thing once you're retired. I call it a slide hustle. While you're working in somebody else's empire, you need to be building your own empire. While you're working on something for somebody else, you need to be working on something for yourself and for your children and your children's children. That's what the word tells us, to leave an inheritance for our children's children. You can't do that working for somebody else. You need to be building your own thing. You've got skill sets, you've got talents, you've got experience, and you can utilize that to build something. Now, some people don't want another job, and I certainly don't want another job. But I find that when I'm doing something that I truly love, it's not really work. It's enjoyment. It's fulfillment. I feel like I'm feeling my purpose. We focus on some of that at our Jumpstart Your SOULjourn retreat that we have every year. We had our first one last year. We're having our second one this year, and we're including a practice known as embodiology. It's breath work. It's movement. It's impromptu movement to music. We have a wonderful practitioner. Her name is Deidre Lavelle, who is going to be hosting that portion of our retreat. In addition to that, we are going to be focusing on 5 income shifting strategies that you can use to get ahead in the game, to get your finances right, so that you can, decide on whether you want to stay in the U.S. or you want to move abroad. At least you'll have options when you get your money right. We're going to have curated spa days. Our last year's group told us we were busy. We were going places. We were doing things. They wanted us to incorporate it more rest. And so this year, that's what we're doing. We're incorporating rest days. Now, the retreat is February the 21st through the 27th. There's going to be times that we are in a classroom setting, in an intimate group setting, where we're experiencing that embodiology. There are going to be opportunities for you to speak to individuals who know the culture of Mexico. You'll be able to ask questions. This is an immersive experience. We're going to be talking to individuals who can, if you so choose, teach you the language, or at least give you access to her so that you can sign up for her course to learn Spanish, if that's something you want to do. It's not a requirement to know Spanish, but it sure gets you a long way when you at least make an effort to learn the language. I just can't imagine going to another country and not wanting to learn the language, not wanting to be able to speak to the inhabitants of that country, to be able to learn, to be able to grow, to be able to assimilate. It just boggles my mind when people have an attitude that I don't want to learn another language. And that's kind of how Americans are. They're lazy in a lot of ways, and one of the ways is not learning an additional language. I believe that's one of our shortcomings. That's my personal opinion. I am not fluent in Spanish, but I try to learn more and more every day because I want to be able to talk to my brothers and sisters in Mexico. I want to be able to talk to other expats in Mexico in Spanish. That's where we are. That's where we should be learning the language. But I digress. We want to let you know that there are still seats available for the Jumpstart Your SOULjourn II that we're hosting. We also will be taking a tour of our beautiful bed and breakfast in San Nicolas de Rabara. And we will put links in the description for you to have more information about the retreat, also about the bed and breakfast. And then also, if you just want to connect with us for some coaching on how you can start your relocation, Lakeside Chapala, we would be so happy to help you do that. One of the things we're going to be having at the retreat is somebody that you can talk to about that, if that's something that you're interested in. I am Savvy D. Jones, the CoLiving Diva, and on this channel, I talk about living my life in Mexico. I talk about income streams to help you live a more prosperous life in the second half of your life. And I talk about options of just being a healthier you, starting with the mind, getting the mind and the heart connected. I want you to do what it is you genuinely love to do. Let's redefine retirement together. Until next time, be well, live free, and prosper.